Hey guys, it's Di from BeingMommywithStyle, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about our upcoming Disney trip. So we're so very excited. We're within a month now at the point that I'm filming this, and we're gonna be going to Walt Disney World and on Disney Cruise Line in February. And I wanted to answer some questions that I commonly get asked a lot around the points that we take these trips, and also specifically about this trip because it is special because we're going for a conference. It's called Disney Social Media Moms, and I think that if you're not in the blogging or vlogging world, I don't even think it's really super common for vloggers to go. You may not really know what it is. So basically it's a social media conference for moms or dads that work in social media. Typically it's a lot of bloggers with written blogs, but more and more recently vloggers like myself have been included or invited, and it is an invitation only type of event. So Disney sends out magical emails to your email. You don't get any sort of hint or notification that you're going to be getting this. You just receive the invitation one day. So it really is kind of Disney magic. And I was fortunate enough, and I feel so lucky to have received one of those invitations. We're super excited, and our whole family is going to be going. So I wanted to talk a little bit about questions. I just posted some cruise outfits on Instagram and people started asking questions. So I thought I'm gonna do a frequently asked question video and start kind of trying to answer some of these. So that's what it is for starters. It's a social media conference, and I'll try to link down below. I've gone to something similar. It's not the same thing, but I went to the Maker All-Star Creators Conference in 2015, and it was in January. I'll link those videos down below if you kind of want to get an idea. That was a similar idea, but very different because that was specifically for YouTubers. So it was all YouTubers there. This time it's gonna be flipped. This time, this conference is very blogger centric, and there's just gonna be a few YouTubers there. So it'll be a different environment, but still tons of fun, lots of Disney magic, and I'm really excited to see all of the special events that they have planned for us because it really is a unique experience. So like for the Maker conference, we had events where we ate dinner after hours at Hollywood Studios on the floor where the Indiana Jones show is. So there's just things that you do at these conferences that you can't do at any other time. It's amazing. And I've got a couple extra surprise things built in that I'm still getting information about, but I'm really excited about those as well, and it should be an amazing time. And it's gonna be a ton of events that myself and my family would not have the opportunity to do at any other time of year. So it really is a unique experience. So that's kind of what it is in a nutshell. And then, so after I receive invitations for these trips, I usually get a number of messages on Facebook, on Instagram, and I don't mind. I just feel like I'm answering the same thing a number of times, usually from other creators, sometimes from viewers. You know, how do you keep getting these trips? Which, first of all, by Ftc Disclosure, anytime that you receive something or you're partnered with someone for any type of thing, you have to show in the hashtags or in the description somewhere that you've partnered with someone. So anytime that I say the words hosted, partnered, sponsored is obviously a big one, I think everyone knows, or complimentary, and that means I'm working with a company or the company has facilitated that experience in some way. So for these Disney events, what it usually ends up meaning is if it's a media event or like this is a conference, Disney is hosting us. So for this event, we are paying our own airfare for this, but the rest of it is a part of the hosted event. For like the cruise that we went on, that was just strictly a media event. Usually for media events, it's more fully covered. So the travel and everything's covered. And then for like the Maker trip, that was really super specific. I had people contact me after that, like, how did that come about? I won a video contest and I won a full trip to that. So that's really not something I can tell you how to duplicate because that really was a once in a lifetime experience. I've since talked to the people, my contact people for that, and they don't really honestly know if they're ever gonna do one like that again. So that really was a once in a lifetime experience. So as a YouTuber, that was an amazing experience to be included in. For the Disney Social Media Moms Conference, it's something that's been going on for about 10 years, and this will be my first time going to this conference. And it's the first time that it's on land and sea, which I'm super excited about being back on a Disney cruise. Guys, you have no clue. Like, I never thought I would get my husband on a cruise, and to be on 2 cruises within like a 1-year time period is just like amazing. It's mind-blowing for me. So it's amazing opportunities to our family. So back on topic to my list of topics here. People ask, how do you get these trips? How can I, get down this avenue? Basically, other creators are asking me. There's no clear-cut answer that I can give you. There's really not, because the sequence of events for me is so unique. It started really with that maker trip that I won from that video contest, which they don't plan on doing again. So there's, there's really a unique set of events here. How they come about finding your channels or finding your social media outlets, I can't tell you that. It's all behind the scenes magic. People that are even going to these things, we don't know why certain people were selected and how you get the invitation. It's just all part of the Disney magic. So unfortunately, I can't give you much of an answer there. That's the best I can do, but it's kind of known, I think, more in the blogging world, that it's just a magical thing that happens. So other than that, the only things I would say that I have done, that if you are a vlogger and you're trying to figure out like how to, gear yourself more in that direction, some things that I have done that I think couldn't have hurt at all is obviously we've gone on a number of Disney family vacations. We're a Disney family, and I put all of those in separate playlists on my channel. If you go to my channel front page, which if you're just subscribed and you're watching from your subscription feed, you may not go to my channel page that often. But if you do go to my channel page and you look at what is highlighted there, there are certain playlists highlighted, and they are highlighted for a reason. I specifically chose the playlists that are on my front page. And at any time, I typically load my channel page with 10 playlists. I figure it's great when people are coming to see as much content as they can. There's varying opinions on that, so just take that as my opinion. And also, I like having my recent uploads on there so people can see what I've done recently. I usually have at least 1 or 2 playlists of things that I've been into recently. Like right now, I'm making a home decor playlist. That'll be on there soon. And then also, I like to have popular uploads on there as well. I feel like that gives people that are stopping by for the first time an idea of what I really like, which right now there's a lot of Disney trips on my front page. What I'm doing right now, which would be like the home decor playlist, or recently I've had like the Kamori playlist like a year ago. So those sorts of things. And then also what people are really watching in my channel, and that would be the popular uploads. And I feel like that gives people that are just stopping in a quick snapshot. So that's kind of my view on the channel page. And again, it's just my opinion, because there's a lot of varying opinions of you should only have a couple playlists, so by other people's opinions, I've got too much stuff crammed on there. It's just what I like. The second thing is I do write a blog. I do have a written blog, and I don't talk a lot about it in the videos. It's kind of like its own thing. It's like its own living, breathing thing. I do occasionally post, like cross-post on Twitter and Facebook, and it's all under the same name. It's BeingMommywithStyle.com. It's just another great way for people to find me, and it's another great way for me to sum up what I am doing on YouTube. Other than that, in the past year, I love Instagram, so I definitely am very active on there. I usually try to post every day. And one of the goals the past couple months, since I've been doing more of the media things, is I've been trying to use Twitter more. I feel like not a lot of YouTubers are on Twitter, but it's one of those things where it really is kind of like a great networking site to meet other people that do what we do, and also to interact with companies. So I have been trying to use Twitter more. It's like a struggle for me because I really love like Instagram and that type of format where it's like visually oriented. I feel like YouTubers were more visually oriented. We're all about the pictures, we're about the video. Whereas I think bloggers, written bloggers, are more inclined to like Twitter because it's more written and conversation and that sort of thing. So anyways, I'm trying to work on it. So those are my kind of things that I have been working on personally. I don't really know, how much that is helpful, but maybe it'll be helpful to someone out there. And also I talked a little bit about the FTC disclosure. Anytime that a blogger or vlogger, we've worked with companies, if I've outright been like paid for a sponsored video, I usually try to put a written disclaimer like in the video somewhere too, but it definitely has got to be in the description. So if you're curious about those sorts of things, definitely always check out the description because it's going to be it should be in there. For me, it should always be in there. For everyone else, it should be there. Sometimes it may not, but there should be something in the written description. The next question that I got on Instagram was, and I've gotten this on, I think, Facebook or somewhere else a couple times, you know, you go on all these trips, are the kids out of school for all of these trips? You know, how does that work? Typically, no. Actually, for the most part, all of these Disney trips that you've watched and everything have been when the kids were out of school or on a school break. So the spring trips were always during the spring break week. They didn't miss school. The Disney cruise that we went to in August, this happened to perfectly align with our schedule. We live in Michigan, so the kids don't go back to school until September. So they weren't in school yet, so it worked out perfectly for us. So they didn't miss any school for that. The trips in November, we actually have like a mini fall break, or like for this November trip that we went on, they missed just a couple of days for that, but there was a couple holiday days that week, so they didn't miss that much school for that. Now, the only kind of caveat to that is for trips that we are setting the schedule and planning, other than the August trip, because that just magically aligned, they weren't in school. For this trip, for a conference trip, obviously conference are set days, and that's set by, you know, the people that are holding the conference. It's not up to me. They are going to miss a bit of school for this, but luckily we live in a school district that is extremely understanding and really promotes family time. So at this stage in the game, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, it's not a problem for them to be out of school for a few days. The school really encourages it. They don't even send like makeup work. They may have to bring in a little presentation about their trip and what they did and that sort of thing. But they really do encourage that family time because they understand how important it is. Now, as they get older, it may obviously start to become more of an issue. Middle school and high school, it's more work, and just you can really fall behind if you miss a certain amount of days. So for the future, I don't know, but for now, it is not a problem, and even almost kind of encouraged to have those family trips. So that is kind of to answer the question, you know, are the kids out of school on all these trips? Actually, not for most of them, but the ones that they are, it's luckily not a big deal. Cruise packing essentials. So I get asked this sometimes by people that are planning, obviously, on going, and I'm going to be doing a cruise packing. I don't know if I'll do a video to go, well, I'm going to be doing all the packing videos, obviously, that I normally do. But I'm going to do a write-up on my vlog, so I'll try to share that on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere about the things that we really love. But a couple tips that I was going to share with you that we are planning on bringing after going on our last cruise that I didn't think about before that cruise are hand soap. We ordered hand soap at Walt Disney World, like the pump, like kind of liquid soap. And I definitely want that for the cruise and Walt Disney World again. It's so much handier than trying to use a bar soap, especially with kids. And then also cups. So on the Disney Cruise Line, there are refillable drink stations. They got soda, they got water, they got lemonade, tea, and you know, you can just go refill your cups at any time. They give you these paper cups, they're little tiny cups, but I'm planning on bringing our refillable plastic cups that we have and using those because they have the handles and they'll be easier to carry around the cruise ship. So definitely some sort of like cup that's easy to refill. And then other than that, Pirate Night is obviously, we had our outfits for that last time. We're planning on bringing our pirate outfits again, and then fun beach gear and maybe some cute beach dresses or sundresses or outfits you can wear to dinner that you are comfortable in. So I'm going to do a whole write-up on that, but those two things for sure after the last cruise, liquid hand soap and drink carriers that are easier to, you know, like drink containers that are a little bit bigger than those small plastic cups would be great to take back to the room. The next question that I always, let me answer this one that I got on Instagram is, are you doing a meetup? Can you meet up? And that sort of thing. So the past couple of trips, I don't think we've had a formal meetup. We've actually ran into some of you guys in the parks, which has been super awesome. And thank you for coming up and saying hi. You're always welcome to say hey, you know, wave or come up and say hi if you see us out in the parks. We may be a sweaty mess. We may be a drenched mess if we just got off a water ride, but you're always welcome to say hey, because it's really neat to meet you guys and be able to interact with you and find out where you're from and what you love and all that sort of stuff. So as far as a formal meetup, with these conference times it's really super hard to do a formal meetup. I did when I was there for the Maker Conference, and I met some very lovely ladies, including a few YouTubers, actually a number of YouTubers on the trip. That was awesome. I met up with Jessica for the first time, from Jessica S, and Naomi from My Life with a Cherry on Top. And also I met up with Kindercrafty, Jessica from Kindercrafty. So I got to meet a ton of YouTubers, which was great. I met a couple of very lovely viewers, which I've kept in touch with them. So it's really, really neat for me to meet you guys in person. When it is these conference trips, the problem is that they schedule our time, and it's really super scheduled. Now, I think that this trip may be a little bit less scheduled than the Maker Conference. They literally had us scheduled from like 6 a.m. to like midnight. I mean, it was, you know, it was fun. It was a lot. For this, I think we're gonna have a little bit more downtime, but I don't know when it's going to be yet. And I know we're gonna have a lot of scheduled activities. Plus, it's partly at Walt Disney World, part land, part sea. So as far as having like a scheduled meetup, I don't know. There's a couple YouTubers that have gotten in contact with me, and they said that they're gonna be there at the same time. So I'll definitely try to cross paths with you guys. But as far as saying, you know, like I'm gonna be here at this time and, you know, and do a meetup, it's really kind of tough on these conference trips to do that. That being said, if you see us, feel free to say hi, and we'll say hello. So that's kind of that. And the last question I always get asked when we go on these trips are, another Disney trip? Aren't you ever gonna go anywhere else? And my answer for that is, did you watch the 2017 vlog? So yes, we are planning on going other places, actually seeing some local things here in Michigan that I've been wanting to see, like lighthouse tours, hopefully Mackinac Island, and we're not that far from Canada. So within reason, we're hoping to do some more travel this year. Now, my husband has a very, very demanding schedule. And just the way that we found out, there are a couple months that are just completely blocked off from him being able to travel, because he is involved in a really big project at work, and that's when that's really ramping up. So that's a little bit of a bummer, because I found out what months those were, and they're kind of like our prime travel months have been in the past. But we are planning on seeing some other sites. We do love Disney though. Disney is a great vacation for families. We love going to Disney World. It's just so easy. They make it super easy. We get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and we have a lot of fun. So will we continue doing Disney trips? Yes. Are we planning on going other places? Yes. But if you love going to Disney, you love going to Disney. There's just something special and magical about it. And really, even if you never step foot in the theme parks, you could go vacation at Disney World at a resort and have an amazing vacation that wasn't theme park oriented. I mean, their resorts are amazing. So that is another goal, actually, that is Disney related. I love to check out more resorts. We're gonna be checking out more resorts, more Disney resorts. We're gonna be checking out more Disney resorts on this trip. We're obviously gonna be checking out 3. If you guys watched the surprise video, which I'll link down below, we talked about it in that. So 3 all new resorts. We've been to Caribbean Beach now. But I'd like to check out some more resorts. I mean, that is a goal. So you have to figure that's like a whole new thing for us. So even if you're like, but you just went to Disney like 6 months ago, yeah, but it's a totally different trip. It really is. I mean, literally just changing your resort from the Contemporary to the Polynesian, which are right next to each other on the monorail loop, can completely change the feel of your trip. So that's really the neat thing about Disney and Disney World in specific. I mean, obviously we're Disney-centered people, is that you can have a completely different vacation when you're still vacationing in the same spot. Also, people have asked, are you ever planning on going to Disneyland in California? And yes, I would like to check out Disneyland in California. I've never been there, and my girls haven't ever been there. I don't think my husband's been there. And so it would be an all new place for us. It is quite a bit of a further distance to travel since we're over on the east side of the country, but it's definitely some place I want to check out, and I think it would be a really neat experience. It's not gonna probably be in the next year or two. I want the kids just a little bit older before I tackle that one, just because I've never been. And then these trips were, you know, it's an all new airport, it's all new logistics to get, you know, somewhere. and the traffic out in LA is really consideration as a part of this, which you could use the Disney, you know, transportation out there too, but it's more for me to figure out. With Disney World, it's easy because I know it. So, and it's just easy to book the Magical Express and get on the bus and not have to worry about anything. And there's still so much there that we haven't seen as a family. So that's why it continues to be really kind of a top choice for us. But are we planning on doing other things? Yes, of course. And actually we've done a lot of other stuff in the past. To be honest with you guys, I've even vlogged some of it. Disney vlogs are more popular. That's what people are searching for, so that's what you notice, and it's also what I have on my front page too. I don't have like our Midwest, like St. Louis, Chicago trips on my front page because we're a Disney family. So what can you do? Hopefully that answers some questions about our upcoming trip. We're very excited to be doing land and sea for the very first time ever. We're going to be at Walt Disney World for a few days. We're going to be on the Disney Wonder doing another Disney cruise. We're excited to check out another ship. And it's been newly reimagined, so it's got an all new Oceaneer Club, some all new restaurants. It really should be a fantastic time. And to be back at Castaway Cay again, I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited. So let me know if you have any additional questions down below, and I'll try to answer those in my like prep videos. And hopefully that kind of answers some of the frequently asked questions that I get a lot on Instagram, in the comments here, and on Facebook. But let me know if you have anything else. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.